As much as Canadians rightfully hate Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, I think there's a good argument that Canada's ultimate political hack is federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. He acts like he is the most compassionate, principled man in Canadian politics. At the same time, he is the one who is most willing to appeal to the lowest common denominator. He just appeals directly to greed and plays into misinformation about how the economy works. Here's a clip that he posted himself to his own X account trying to pump up his political agenda on the economy, which is basically just him spreading misinformation and just saying it's totally cool if you believe whatever misinformation you want and then vote NDP along those lines.
And our main argument is this. When you go into the grocery store and you're buying your groceries, you're spending more than ever before and you're leaving with less than ever before. So people feel intuitively, I'm getting ripped off. And they're right. These grocery store corporations are making some of the biggest profits they've ever seen in their history. And so we're saying, well, that's unfair. And the rules have been written to let them do that. We're saying, let's change the rules and give people an advantage. Let's give people a little bit of a break. And one way to do that concretely is to put in a price cap if these corporate grocery stores don't lower the price of essential items.
He is such a political hack. He knows that what he said is economically illiterate. I know he's a lawyer and not an economist, but nobody who does that much university is unaware that no, grocery stores are not making more profits, they're making more revenues. Their profit margins have in fact been falling over the past few years, but Jagmeet Singh knows to sort of like the average person who doesn't follow politics that closely and doesn't know that much about the economy, saying, wow, this year, the whatever grocery store, insert X grocery store here, they made $1.7 billion. 2 years ago, they only made $1.4 billion, even though the economy, the terrible economy that the Liberals and NDP have jointly created, the amount of inflation that they've driven into the economy through massive money printing and spending has made that $1.4 million from several years ago worth more than $1.7 million. Plus, their margins on individual products have gone down even as the price rises. Jagmeet Singh 100% knows this. He doesn't care. He is perfectly willing to also act like Loblaws is the source of all evil in Canada, even as they run on a 3% profit margin, and the grocery store chain that his brother's lobby firm is working for, Metro, runs on like a 4.5% profit margin. And guess which of those profit margins are bad? Neither of them, because I'm a capitalist and you're allowed to make whatever amount of money you want to make as long as it's through legitimate transactions. And nobody who goes through the doors of Metro or Loblaws or Walmart are being ripped off. The people who are actually being ripped off is everybody in favor of whatever the government wants to do, whatever government priorities there are. There's nobody being ripped off within the relationship between a customer going to a grocery store and purchasing groceries from that grocery store. Nobody is being ripped off. Everyone is benefiting, and their benefits are only being slashed because of inflation caused by people like Jagmeet Singh. And I love this quote at the start here. It's so pathetic.
When you go into the grocery store and you're buying your groceries, you're spending more than ever before and you're leaving with less than ever before. So people feel intuitively, I'm getting ripped off. And they're right.
They're not being, but he's basically saying right here, some people have an emotional response to paying more money and getting less groceries for it. And then he's saying, and you're right to feel ripped off by that grocery store chain. You're having an emotional reaction. Don't think about how this could actually be because of something the government's doing that can be proven. No. Be mad at the person selling you your groceries, because then I can exploit the situation to gain more political power. That's really what Jagmeet Singh is saying here. Be mad at the grocery stores because, one, that takes away anger from being projected rightfully at myself and Trudeau, and it gives me an angle to try and win some votes. The man is a complete political hack, and it's not just this whole grocery issue that he's been going on about for a couple years now. It's also the fact that Jagmeet Singh has just been ripping off his base. I am not an NDP supporter. I don't care about the NDP. It's a weirdo trade unionist college town type party that I would never consider voting for. But his supporters asked him to advocate on very specific issues. And he's undermined like more than half the priorities that he ran on and is just letting Justin Trudeau do whatever he wants with his rubber stamp, passing it with his votes because he's too much of a coward to stand up to Justin Trudeau, especially on corruption issues. He'll make sounds about it, but he lets him get away with it. And then you have Jagmeet Singh posting crap like this, where he's pretending that he's a big labor union guy. I know that what I just said is that the NDP is a trade unionist party. Trade unionism and being in favor of unions are very different things. Trade unionism is a weirdo version of socialism that says basically trade unions and the government should run the entire economy. And that is what Jagmeet Singh believes in. And you'll always notice whenever he's around actual trade union workers, he's always deeply uncomfortable. He's been having to work on it recently because people keep pointing it out. But the man hates the working class. The man goes and talks to unions out of pure obligation. I have seen I can agree and disagree with many of the priorities of these unions, but it's funny that you're running a party based on unions. And if you ever see footage of this man at a protest, at some strike, he is so viscerally uncomfortable because Jagmeet Singh only likes to talk to posh, swanky individuals like himself. He's very comfortable around sort of fashionable, university, college-educated Hamas protesters, but if he's talking to truckers, that's gross. He doesn't like that because they don't own a Rolex like he does. That is really Jagmeet Singh's brand. It's kind of this weirdo, smooth-talking rich guy pretending that he's down with the socialist revolution at the same time that he is effectively staying in parliament as the NDP's leader, not wanting to force an election because he wants his pension and he likes being on TV. The second part people kind of miss. They just assume he's doing it for the pension. I actually assume he's mostly doing it because he likes being on TV and he likes being liked. He likes just being in the cocktail party in Ottawa. He likes kind of being part of the elite group, and that is what Jagmeet Singh is going for. He's willing to undermine his own base in the NDP. He's willing to just ignore the priorities of Canadians and then go after corporate grocery store chains because it's emotionally satisfying for some people, simply so that he can stay on TV and just stay relevant in Canadian politics until the very last second when the next election must be called. That is really what is motivating Jagmeet Singh these days because he is Canada's ultimate political hack. Anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. If you want to support the show, go down to the description of this video, and I have a link to my Give, Send, Go for the TNT legal fund. We have a Chinese billionaire suing us over literally nothing. He is suing us for defamation, and in over 2.5 years, hasn't even been able to provide a single piece of evidence to prove how he's defamed us, or we've defamed him. And because it's been filed in Alberta against me, we can't use any anti-SLAPP legislation because there isn't any anti-SLAPP legislation in Alberta. So I've paid more than $32,000 defending myself in a case where there is no case. He's filed a complaint, but there's no evidence part of the complaint even still. Anyways, but so that really helps me out. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Like, share, and subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll be back later with another video. I'm probably currently in Japan when this video comes out. So if you see me like walking down some street in a different country, that's probably me just not having access to a studio and needing to quickly respond to issues coming up in the news. But I'll see you guys around in some form in the future, whether it's an audio podcast, it's me just walking down the street, or it's me back in some studio of some sort. Maybe not even in this one. Maybe I'll be back in Abbotsford like I have been in some other content I was making a few days ago. Anyways, that's it. Have a good one.